Hey, buddy.
He's a friend. See?
He's gonna see me loving it, and then he's gonna try it. Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about floats and why they are useless. If you're not aware of what a float looks like, it looks kind of like this. You kind of look like a dead cat or roadkill on the highway. And they say, blow your bubbles and relax and everything and all that. And everything's hunky-dory. As you can see from my front float, you notice that I don't really float very well, no matter how relaxed I am, no matter how good I am at swimming after all these years, I still can't maintain a proper front float. And the reason why is due to buoyancy. This is something that they don't teach you about water and putting things in water. Fat floats, muscle sinks. So, if you're a muscular guy like me, you got big pipes like these, you're gonna have a hard time keeping them up above the water because muscle sinks, fat floats. You'll notice that my arms stay up, but my legs and hips go down. And that's just natural, okay? So if you have muscle like me, you're gonna have a hard time floating. And if you have muscle like me, you're gonna have a hard time swimming as well. Spoiler alert, if you're doing front crawl, breaststroke, or any kind of stroke in the water and you're muscular like me, it's going to be a lot harder for you to maintain versus someone who's a competitive swimmer who has skinny arms and fat, spongy arms, because there's lots of fat in there, and no muscle, because that's what competitive swimmers know. They know that muscle sinks. Competitive swimmers aren't really like jacked. And that's the sad part of swimming, because as you can see, I'm a very muscular guy because I do other things like weightlifting, powerlifting, calisthenics, and all that. When it comes to swimming, I have to work a lot harder. But that's just a challenge that I work with, and I do just fine. Keep that in mind. If someone's trying to teach you how to do front float or back float, if you're not getting it, it's not because you suck or because you're not relaxed or because you're just not good at swimming. No, it has to do with your body type. Instead, what I recommend everyone to learn, if this is your first lesson in swimming, is to learn how to front glide. Because when you front glide, that's the first thing you learn when you start your lap swimming. So, every time I do my lap swimming, I start off with a wall, like this. My hands are on the wall, and my legs are pressed against the wall. So if you can see right now, that's the position you want to be when you start off your lap swimming. This is the first thing you should be learning, actually. Before that, you should be learning how to breathe, by the way, but we'll get into that in another video. But after you learn your breathing, or mastered it, this is the first thing you should be learning, how to glide, pushing up the wall. All right, and it looks like this. When you do your glide, you have to be stiff like an arrow, which is complete opposite of learning how to glide. And my goggles came off. Note that if you are flying at high velocity speeds like me, make sure you tighten your goggles before you jet off. Glides are completely different from floats, as you can see, because floats are just like loosey-goosey and everything's... Why would anyone go into this position as they're doing lap swimming? I have no idea. If anyone does that at the local pool, please let me know, because I have never seen anyone do something like this. Starfish! No, I haven't seen anybody going into a float in the middle of the pool as they're doing laps. Have you? The only people that really do front and back floats are just lazy fat tourists that are on the beach. Okay? And you see them in the ocean with a cigar in their mouth and there's like their fat gut and then they're lying on their back doing the starfish. But that's not you. You're here to learn how to swim and get fit and get healthy. But if you want to eat chips in the ocean while floating on your back, go right ahead, my friend. All you have to do is relax, stretch your arms. But don't use me as your chip holder, as you can see. I have too much muscle, I sink like a rock. But what I like to do is I like to do a modified front float. So my version of a front float looks like this. Alright, my whole face is in the water. Only the back of my head is sticking out of the water. Arms are stretched out, relaxed, like I'm going to sleep. And I'm just in a squatting position. All I'm doing is just placing my feet down in a nice, assertive position, and just... So a lot of newbies have a hard time with this. You'd be surprised, because they're not comfortable putting their entire head in the water. And this is what they look like. See, it's cheating. I'm flexing my neck muscle here in order to keep my head above the water like this. And that's a no-no, especially when you apply this to front crawl, where your head should be totally submerged in the water. The water should be doing all the heavy lifting of your head as you're doing front crawl. Because as you can see, as you pull, you need to focus all your energy into your lats instead of holding your neck. And my opinion on being on your back, I have no idea why people do that. That's such a vulnerable position to be on your back. Even animals don't go on their back like this. Why would you learn that in your first lesson for swimming? That's just a crazy position to be in. First, master your front float and front glide. And then, once you're ready with those two things, then you can move on to your back glide, which is useful for something like this. You go in the other direction instantly. That takes time. You're not going to learn everything in one lesson. Alright? So, if this is your first lesson in swimming, first learn how to do this. And then learn how to do this. Alright, that's your homework for today. So, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.